Welcome to Anime Out of Context, a comedy review show hosted by a basement dweller who grew up scrounging terrible fan subs on sketchy websites prior to the convenience of modern streaming, alongside a willfully ignorant soul whose only knowledge of anime comes from the shows forced upon him here. This show will contain spoilers, incorrect information, and copious amounts of adult language. This episode warrants an extra disclaimer as it contains graphic descriptions of cannibalism. Our hosts are not experts on any topic, and everything they say should be taken with a grain of salt. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
Do I just use the same shitty pun?
You know,
Let's start over. Do it again. Do it again.
The whole thing. Do the whole thing from the top. Okay,
just do it again. Do it again. Do it again. But this time we'll also add some spooky music in the background. It will be great. All right, hit it.
We could have done that with the first time around, but it's fine.
Welcome to Anime Out of Context. Thank you for listening, and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I attempt to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always hilarious world of anime.
I'm sorry, I had to veto myself. I was so gung-ho that it was gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad.
All right, one more time.
Okay.
One more time. The spookiest music of all this time. Spookiest music of all.
Really?
Really?
I'll even spookify up the intro. How about that?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was missing, Shaun. That's what I was missing this whole time. Once we have that, then we will be set, and I will have a not terrible one to go into.
Yep.
All right.
And nobody will ever know how scuffed the start of this episode was. Okay. One more time with spooky flavoring.
Hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where I try to explain the sometimes weird, sometimes wonderful, but always spooky world of anime.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm Shaun Rollins. Oh, happy Halloween, y'all.
Oh, happy Halloween.
Can you tell we're broken?
Season.
Can you tell we're broken?
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
We thought we were doing great in the pre-banter, but then it just all came crashing down. Holy shit.
It all starts to come unraveled. But here we are, celebrating the best time of the year. Hopefully with something actually spooky.
Yeah, and unfortunately this month, there are plenty of opportunities for spooky stuff, but quite frankly, the only horror that's been experienced so far has been both yours and Dylan's.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that we just for the sake of variety,
get a
little bit of a different kind of spooks and horrors.
Well, Remington, after these, the 2 weeks in a row of bad decision making on both of my lovely compatriots' parts, I had an epiphany. I had a thought, and genuinely, this is probably one of the nicest things I could ever do to somebody on a Halloween. Well, to you specifically, I suppose, because not many other people are in your position.
Sure.
And that's, Remington, I gave a choice to you, I gave a choice to Dylan, and they're all basically tricks and or treats. I had at least one good show option per choice, and you guys had the opportunity to get it, so a little bit of a treat. But unfortunately, both of you guys fell for the trick answers, which feels kind of bad. So I do feel bad, because I showed you guys some really crappy things during one of the most enjoyable times of year for all three of us. So to make up for that, Remington, I'm going to give you another choice.
Oh, fuck.
But this is a entirely positive choice for you, because the nature of this choice is you're essentially going to be choosing between a trick or a treat. And
now, hold on a minute.
Yeah, hey, what's up, Rem? What's up?
When you say it's going to be entirely positive for me, and then one of the options is a trick, you have me second guessing. You have me doubting. You have me paranoid.
But Remington, we love Halloween in this house. We like trick and treat, and that's one of the best experiences ever, isn't it?
All right. Okay. All right. Well, here we go. Trick or treat.
Yeah, I can also give you some more. I can answer 1 or 2 questions about these options if you like.
Hell yeah.
Because I am being honest with you. These are both positive options.
Okay. All right. Is there specifically one labeled trick and one labeled treat in
Correct,
this
yes.
categorization? Okay.
Correct. I have one show assigned to the treat category and one thing assigned to the trick category.
I mean, it feels obvious which to choose, but is it like the treat is actually the trick? Who knows? All right. Is the trick theoretically? Would I probably enjoy watching either of them?
Let me rephrase the question a little bit for you. Would you enjoy the experience of either the trick or treat? Yes, 100%.
What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck? What kind of mind games is this man playing? Okay, all right.
And I will also say that if you choose trick, it will really test your improv chops. If you choose treat, it's the easiest option.
Now, listeners, I know what you're hearing is like, okay, so that obviously means pick treat, but I'm like, I do like my improv chops. I do like a little improv, but does that just mean the shit would go terribly wrong? Does that mean it puts things so far off the rails that we need to improvise a way to get it back on rails? But then I'm like, I do like pushing things off rails. But then I'm like, it is a one labeled treat, for God's sake.
Yeah.
All right. Are these spooky options?
Yes.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Oh God, are you gonna leave it up to fate?
Just 1 second. All right, Shaun.
Okay.
I'm scared of the mind games, so I went with democracy.
Democracy? But Remington, we're actively recording a podcast, and it didn't even take a full minute for you to find democracy.
I went with democracy. Democracy. Now, here's the thing. Our lovely listeners, the weebs, they say trick. Now, I don't think that they have my best interests at heart. So now I choose, do I scam them? Now the question is, all right, Remington, why'd you go to democracy if you're not trusting democracy?
Remington, I'm being 100% honest with you that both options will be positive experiences for you.
All right, trick. We're going trick for the people. I'm the voice of the people, and this is what the people have said.
All right.
People want a goddamn trick.
You've locked in trick.
Me.
You've locked in trick. And Remington, it's really time to flex your improv chops because I had this idea after showing you guys some truly awful shit. The only person not have to go through a truly awful experience is your boy Shaun. So Remington, surprise, it's actually April Fool's today. Take it away.
Oh my God, an April Fool's? Oh, well, in that case, hello and welcome to Anime Out of Context, the show where we get spooky for Halloween and April Fools.
And I am horrified as to what he can improvise in a matter of seconds.
Shaun, do you like Halloween?
I love Halloween, Remington. And I will just also say, for brevity, what you would have watched if you watched Treat was the zombie movie I mentioned last time. Excuse me, zombie show I mentioned last time. So, yeah.
Some people, it's been scorned twice now. Eventually, yeah. I'm sure.
Hey, it's on hiatus right now, so it's fine.
So Shaun, you like Halloween?
Oh, yeah.
And you like anime?
Yeah, that is true.
Right? Do you like when they blend together?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I've seen quite a few good horror animes, but I've also seen some of the worst horror anime ever.
Oh. Give me an example. Obviously, just names. We don't want to spoil anything for your boy by any means. But what would you say is your favorite, and what would you say is your least favorite that you've already seen? Neither of these are what I'm going to show you.
Okay. My favorite horror anime that I've seen and my least favorite horror anime is essentially what we're asking here.
Yeah.
Okay. Off the top of my head, I think one of my favorite horror anime out there is I'm gonna say, probably the first season of Promised Neverland is a good option.
So good, very strong, very strong.
I think that's probably up there, and I think that's the option I'm gonna go with right now, so I don't have to think too hard about it. Paprika is also pretty good, but that's a bit of a niche one.
What's your least favorite? Keeping in mind, whatever you say here, you know that I will not choose. I will not show you.
Right. My least favorite that I've seen, God, there are so many.
The first one that came to mind when I said it, the one that just popped out and had a visceral response.
I'm going to say it was probably Terraformers.
It feels like a weird title to give a horror anime.
Yeah, no, buddy, it is one of the worst. It's a sci-fi horror anime, if that helps you.
Yeah, that makes sense. It
is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I think we're going to cover something a little bit closer to home, I think.
Okay.
Shaun, here at Anime Out of Context, we have a very significant principle. We remind it to all of our listeners at the end of every episode.
Yes, that is true. We remind them that we love them very much.
We do. But also, don't fuck your sister. That's important.
That's important. Very important. We shouldn't have to say that.
Shouldn't have to.
But apparently we must.
Shouldn't have to. And so, I'm not just gonna show you some random sister fucking show. That would be lazy, I think, Shaun.
Right. And it would be a mockery of your improv skills, truly.
Truly. No. So, but while they've said, hey, don't fuck your sister, right? Have we ever said, don't enter into a cannibalistic relationship with your sister?
Remington, gotta be said. I don't think that's come up recently.
I also don't think that it's come up. Crazy.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of a niche situation. But, hey, I'm sure there's somebody out there who's in a similar situation. They've got the salt and pepper out and they're thinking to themselves, oh boy, yummy, yummy. I love killing my family and eating them. But wait, let me first listen to this anime podcast and see what they have to say.
Well, sometimes you have a cute little sister. Other times you have one with an insatiable craving for human flesh. And so that is why the anime that we're going to cover today, it's one called Pupa. Are you familiar with Pupa, God. Shaun?
No, not Pupa.
Are you familiar with Pupa, Shaun? It seems like you might be.
Yeah, I'm familiar. I'm so familiar that I blocked it out of my memory, Ram. I blocked it from my subconscious. That's why I had to think about the worst one I ever thought of, because I was like, man, I've seen a lot of bad ones, but there's nothing that's been extraordinarily bad except for that one. I genuinely blocked it out of my mind.
Well, think of it. Here's the general setting, all right, Shaun? You have these two siblings together.
Oh, I know.
Utsutsu and Yume. They're together after they've been abandoned. They've been abandoned by their abusive parents, because we can't have parents in anime. It's not allowed. But then, unfortunately, at the same time, a virus is spreading. The virus known as Pupa. and unfortunately, when infected with Pupa, you transform monstrously and you have an insatiable desire for flesh. You need to feed upon it. And that's unfortunately what happens to poor little Yume. Poor little Yume gets infected. Tsutsu kind of ish, but not, but in a cool way.
Yeah, it's a Wolverine situation. I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's like two people go and get gamma radiated. One of them becomes the Hulk, the other one gets cancer. It's just how that goes.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just without the wit of Deadpool, unfortunately.
just science, really.
Yeah.
But like any good big brother, he's gonna protect his little sister, and maybe hopefully others from his little sister. That's the general idea, Shaun.
Yeah, Rem, I'm aware. I saw it back in 2014 when it came out. Believe me, I'm aware. Oh, God.
What were your thoughts? So it seems like you're a little bit fuzzy on the details, but can you remember your general feelings about it?
Disgust and horror in the worst possible way, not in an enjoyable way. It is disturbing and weirdly horny in a lot of places. And oh, God. It's a lot of preaching and bullshit zombie philosophy that doesn't really land. The animation quality is mediocre at best. The characters are pretty fucking flat. Their only aspects are they like each other. because they're siblings, and then it's like, look at this violence and gore. Wow, isn't this horror? It's not, because there's no sense of suspense, and don't care about any of the characters. Like genuinely, Remington, I don't think I can even picture any of the side characters.
Well, I mean, there's good news about it, at least.
Oh? Oh, I'm regretting this whole concept. Thank
God it's short.
Yeah, it is short.
Unfortunately, because it's so short.
You're making me watch all of it again, aren't you?
I think you have to, just so we can really take in all the nuance. Maybe it's one of those where, like, on a first watch, it's absolute trash, right? You're like, what the fuck? But on a second watch, you grow to get a greater appreciation of it. That's possible. That might happen.
So what, like a reverse Sword Art Online for a lot of people?
Yes, precisely. Okay. And I mean, hey, look, in previous years, you've shown me some, like, trashy horror stuff, but I've ended up enjoying it, even though some of them were actively not good, but I've had fun with them. Maybe this will be the same case. Maybe it's just like, just feeling that those Halloween vibes will be enough to get you through, Shaun.
Here's the thing, though, Rem. Like, normally that would kind of help me psychologically. But your boy's already seen it. Your boy is familiar with the situation. Not only am I familiar, but I've also been getting recommendations to show you this show for years, and I was like, I don't really want to. I'm kind of indifferent on it, you know. I don't want to. And yeah, God, I don't know. Maybe Terraformers is still worse because that's a full-length series. At least this is a short experience. But I am not going to enjoy this. So I guess
Shaun, it was either this or Ao Oni bullshit. So which might have been fun.
Make me watch like the Ao Oni movie.
Yeah. That was one or the other, but I thought, let's change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go watch the absolutely remarkable and very well beloved Halloween anime Pupa.
Oh God, this is what I get for being clever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after watching the entirety of the just insanely popular, very well-known and beloved horror anime Pupa. So, Shaun, is this a story about love, loss, and spooks for the Halloween season?
It's none of those things, Remington. There is nothing here that remotely qualifies as, like, what we want in a horror anime. First of all, Remington, this is the first example I think we've had of a short form anime that really suffers from being short form.
So you left you wanting more.
No, not at all, Remington. The issue is it wanted to tell a complex dark horror story, but giving it a runtime of only about, 4 minutes per episode didn't exactly cut it. Of
which, like, 1 minute is always going to be taken up by the opening
intro,
and closing. Yeah.
They at least had the courtesy to shorten that to 30 seconds for this one, but still.
So, yeah, you have more or less 3-minute chunks to try and weave a very complex narrative filled with familial trauma and governments and and monsters and plague.
Yeah. Rem, it sounds like you might have actually sat down and watched some of this, did you?
Well, Shaun, you said it would be a good idea, so I watched the first episode and the last episode, and I'll be honest, pretty fucking confused.
Hey, buddy, I watched all 12. Still fucking confused.
I feel the last episode left me very confused about its placement. So I am hoping that you will be able to elucidate that for me. We'll explain when we get there, but it was...
Look, hey, let me put it to you this way, Remington. You know how sometimes horror movies do, like, a surreal, like, ending thing to, like, try and, like, tie things all together?
That's what that was, okay.
Yeah, except it didn't make any sense and it was horrible.
Okay, cool. Well, let's start from the beginning, Shaun. All right, go to episode 1. Tell us how it opens.
Okay, well, it opens with your favorite thing ever, Remington, a doggo.
Oh, I do love dogs.
This dog
Well, first of all, the art style of this thing is very not great, just as a general rule. It opens up with our main girl character. God, I think her name was Yume, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Yume's in the woods, like, oh, there's a puppy, you're hurt. And then the puppy explodes into organs and viscera and infects her with a very painful, violent disease that literally transforms her into like a moth bug demon monster that has a strong craving for human flesh.
All right, that's a bold start, bold opening.
And then the episode ends.
It should be noted once again, 3 minutes per.
Yes.
It's a lot that happens. Through watching the first episode, I already felt akin to your first description. It does not feel like it should be a short form. It wants to be longer. It's like, hey, here's all of this bunch of stuff. All right, goodbye. And it's like, oh, okay.
That's a lot to deal with. You know what else is a lot to deal with, Remington?
What?
Describing a domestic abuse situation in under 60 seconds.
Oh, no! Oh, fuck.
Using teddy bears, of course.
Of course.
You gotta soften it up for the kids.
We don't want this to be too graphic, all right? As people like get eaten and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the first minute after the intro of episode 2, Rem, is them describing their family situation where their dad was constantly abusing their mom, and then eventually their mom left and they've just been abandoned by themselves because, you know, that's a thing that happens.
Because it's anime.
Yeah.
Anime, they're not allowed to have parents.
Yep. And then and then it cuts to her brother, Utsuke or something like that. Utsutsu. That's his name. I fucking can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's horrible. Cuts to him discovering a shit ton of bodies and a mysterious woman in a black hat and black dress with a weird cat shows up and is like, oh my. Looks like somebody's a messy eater. I'm going to tell you about your sister now who's turned into a monster. I researched these things. Yeah, nah, we're going to kill her. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. And he's like, nah.
I will say, one thing I appreciate about his sister becoming a monster, they don't try to make it, at least in the very little I've seen, they don't try to make it like a sexy monster. Like, it's grotesque and just big and horrifying, which, you know, I appreciate.
Interesting. You should mention that, Red. Because here's a screen cap from episode 3. I just happen to have it all pulled up because it's much easier that way. Because as soon as he's told that she's gonna be killed and they'll take care of the body and all that for examination stuff, he's like, no, I'm gonna go and save her, which he does in a typical anime way. And this is one of the screenshots, so have fun with that.
Oh no, with this like magical girl bullshit, as if it's like some mech suit.
Correct. And then she eats his ass. There we go. That's episode 2.
That's a strong way to end episode 2, by just being like, I can save my sister. You just get fucking devoured.
Correct. Yeah. Episode 3 opens up with him being fucking devoured, which, you know, is like, short story, all that. But then we get a weird, like, mental flash of her fighting her inner demons to eat food. The spirit of her brother comes and comforts her. And then we cut to a park bathroom where she is back in her humanoid form and just in the most weirdly erotic way eating his flesh.
Yes, very erotic, eating one's flesh.
Yeah, and it goes to I will say, I also watched the version that had all censorship everywhere because it was the first one I found because I wasn't going to put too much effort into it, and man, that's a lot of black bars.
Maybe without the censorship, it's actually a really good show, Shaun. I don't know. We might have to do this again. We might have to repeat this process because I'm just not sure if you got the authentic experience, Shaun.
Dog, I'll tell you right now, I don't think it would have made it better. If anything, not being able to tell exactly what it looks like might have sparked more horror. you know? Like a Lovecraftian fear of the unknown type of thing, you know? That's what I think we had going on for us.
I see.
Yeah. Episode 4, we're going through this quite quick, as you might imagine.
Lightning pace, just like the show.
Yeah, we cut to Yume, finally regained most of her senses, completely in the buff, outside the bathroom that is just caked with gore and blood. And then the same mysterious lady in the black outfit is like, oh, it's okay, we'll take care of his body. We'll just do some research on it, which is, you know, I'm starting to think this is all she cares about.
Women only want one thing.
They want him for his body to research in this weird disease that is going around. And then she just goes like, oh, man, don't worry, we'll take care of his body. Oh, by the way, you killed him. You ate him. This is all your fault. Good work.
Gotta love that kind of comfort and support where it's just like, oh man, you fucked this. You fucked up so much.
And then it flash cuts to the lab where they were doing experiments on him, and he's alone in a room, and a bunch of nondescript doctors and scientists are dead around him, which is where we learn that, oh man, he's got the infection, but he doesn't have the monstrous side. He just has the super regeneration ability, which, you know, the mysterious virus pupa, blah, 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 blah. And that's where that episode ends. Dog, like...
I feel like we have described in all of this, and it makes sense with the time, like one very complex episode.
Correct. But if you were to string these all together, it wouldn't be that good of a narrative either.
Yeah, like I feel like, I don't know, maybe not like a full length thing, but maybe like extending each episode. Maybe you like double the length of each individual episode and then staple them together 4 at a time. And then you have 3 little episodes.
Yeah.
And then maybe that would be better. I mean, it would still be weirdly horny for incestuous cannibalism, but you know, that's just kind of baked in the DNA of the show. Not much we can do about that.
Yeah. And hey, Rob, guess what? The next episode gets weirder.
Yes, thus far, you know, we've been in the very normal territory. Now it's time to get strange.
Because the next episode, Rem, it cuts to a flashback when Utsutsu was a little bab, and his mother was still pregnant with his sister. Which I'm gonna tell you right now, like up to this point, I was like, okay, so it's like a monstrous zombie infection style story with like regeneration and, you know, a troubled sibling dynamic. Okay, like I kind of got where it was going, right? You know, it was weirdly horny, but it made sense. Now I'm not so sure, Rem, because in this flashback, we see the mother sitting on a couch trying to think about how she needs to quickly abort the baby in her stomach.
Oh, right. Woo-wee.
Which, hey, we're pro-choice here at Anime Out of Context. You know, it's your body. You get to do what you want with it. But at this point, it's a bit strange because then she has a flash of pain and it's like, oh no, it's not going to let me abort it. Which...
It won't let you. It's not gonna let you!
Which makes me think that there might be a bit more to this story, right? And they wanted to make it even more complex. Yeah, because she wants to get rid of it before something happens to her son that's already born, which, you know, and like it flashes to the father figure, and it's like, I get not wanting to bring another child into the world to be in this abusive situation, right? But using the line, it won't let me, seems a bit strange. And describing it as a monster as well. She describes as a monster.
Shit.
And after she gives birth, she keeps calling Yume a monster. And trying to prevent her son from getting close. She already had all of her teeth when she was really young. And yeah, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, Rem. Mama takes out a switchblade and tries to slice the throat of the baby girl. Look, it's not great, but it's okay because she regenerates and it's fine. So weirdly, the dog thing has nothing to do with this baby being a monster.
Okay. This is a lot.
This is a lot, yeah. But then, you know, cut to a young toddler eating a bird. Like, so, you know, twists and turns, and that's where the episode ends. With the father being weirdly, like, understandably freaked out by his kids.
And what episode are we on?
That was episode 5, dog. That was episode 5.
All of that happened in 3 minutes, huh?
Yeah. You think there would have been time for, like, dramatic build-up tension and such?
Fuck.
No. Quick 3 minutes.
I will say, to Pupa's credit, you know, it doesn't fuck around. It's all in at all times because it has to be.
Yeah. Like, it's like, okay, we'll make the show for you. It's like, awesome, I get to tell my complex story of horror and familial bonds. But dog, you're only getting 12 episodes. Well, okay, 12 episodes. I mean, you can still do a lot with 12 episodes, but, you know, it's not as many as we would have wanted. But hey, at least we're going to be able to get to tell a good semblance of the story we wanted. Oh, and they're only going to be about 4 minutes apiece. And it's like, okay, I guess we'll work with it. That's the situation we are. The next episode 6, Remington, we cut to a scene that I can only describe as disturbingly horny. Take a look at that.
So she is sensuously eating him in bed
while he is biting a sheet.
Yeah.
It ain't great. Because they've decided that we've got to satisfy her monstrous cravings. And since he has perfect regeneration, Big Brother is going to offer himself to her constantly to satisfy her cravings.
You know, it's it's a rather thinly veiled metaphor.
Yeah. Okay. And that scene that I just sent you a clip of, that was the whole episode.
Now, here's the thing, Shaun.
Yeah. What's up, Reb?
I feel like they would have a bigger audience and a more receptive audience if they just didn't pretend.
If they were just honest about it.
If they were just like, hey, look at these siblings. Oh no, the sister has been infected by the red butterfly fuck virus. She needs to fuck, right? And then the brother's like, well, I volunteer. And then it's just 12 episodes of them fucking. Look, I obviously would not be a huge fan of that, but I feel like more people would be than its current demographic of like 2 people.
Yeah.
Like right now, it doesn't appeal to anybody. It would appeal to a lot of horny weebs if it just was honest.
Yeah. Hey, Reb, would you believe me if I told you it got weirder?
How?
Okay, so here's what, you know, Reb, I'm sure you have loads of questions so far. Loads of questions. And the first question at the forefront of your mind at episode 7 of 12 is, who was that mysterious woman in black and what's her deal?
Yeah, you know, that would be a question that I would have had probably from the get-go, probably, you know, overshadowed by a few things at this point, but it's still somewhere in there.
Yeah. So, turns out, that's what we get this episode, is we get a bit of a backstory.
Just for the woman in black.
Correct, yes. We get about 45 seconds, give or take, of a random dude we've never met talking about how she was always a bit strange and lacks general morals and was very curious by all living things. And then 30 seconds later, she's talking about harvesting, about fucking hell. This is why I'd never wanted to watch this show again, Rem. She tells this random scientist dude to grab the egg cells and sperm cells she collected from the siblings.
Oh.
Which we never saw that, thank God.
Oh.
And they're going to use them to conceive a monster child.
An incest monster, baby?
Yeah. And the lady in black is going to carry it.
What the fuck? Wait, no. All right. Okay. This is a lot.
And then the episode ends on a cut of her being fully pregnant. Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You terrified yet, Rem?
Christ. That I need to recover. I need... Oh, my God. Hey, I don't know what I need, but I need something to just create a mental buffer.
Remington, remember how I mentioned I blocked this out of my memory? I feel like it was probably at that point that I was like, yeah, this is better left forgotten.
yeah. Oh my! It just keeps going. I don't. Okay. Alrighty. I wish I had more to say. I wish. Oh,
there are 5 episodes left, Rev.
What the fuck?
You think that would be like the big twist for the finale? It's like, they've figured out their relationship and how they're going to cope and live with this. But the big twist is the crazy scientist lady actually wants to make more monsters. Like, that would be an okay way to end it.
How does it do so much in 3-minute increments? I'll be honest, I'm kind of impressed. Because holy fuck, it's...
Okay, now let's shift gears a little bit, Rem. Let's put it in neutral for a second. Change the pacing a bit.
Okay.
Because the next episode, we have the siblings walking out, and some random ass dude with a knife is like, "Hey, I've been waiting for you. Care to come with me for a minute?"
Okay.
And then it cuts to them apparently having willingly gone with this creepy dude to a warehouse where he is slicing them up with a knife.
Oh.
And being amazed at how he can heal himself regularly and talking about how he gets to play with him forever.
How did he hear about what? How just a random guy who likes slicing and somehow he knew that these kids were sliceable indefinitely?
Yeah.
Dude.
But it's okay because he's part of a gang of people who like to slice things. So it's fine.
So,
and that's where the episode ends.
Somebody in the organization, they got some loose lips. They've just been saying to everybody they know on the streets, "Oh man, these kids with these exact descriptions, they regenerate. Would be a shame if those from the knife slasher gang decided to find them." And I don't know, just what's the motive? What's going on?
Hey, Rem, I wish I could tell you, but we don't have time for that, Remington.
No, okay.
They only gave the show 4 minutes apiece. We only get so much time to talk about them. Cut to episode 9, Remington, where apparently the knife slashing game has captured them, presumably, because we just cut to Yume being blindfolded and chained to a chair, wondering where the hell she is, which is understandable. And then talking about the virus, and they're slicing up her brother nearby, putting like bits of him in trays, same old. I'm going to be honest with you, Ram. This whole episode is just like blindfolded cucking, but with cannibalism and violence. And then the episode ends with her going like a hybrid monstrous, breaking out of her chains and attacking people. That was episode 9.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting fucked up just secondhand just from hearing.
Yeah. And then it cuts to something that they just straight up ripped off from Elfin Lied, which I know you don't know what that is, but it's okay, Rem. Like that's for a future problem. She breaks out, she's walking around, she's killing guards. There's guards with guns trying to take her down. Blood and corpses everywhere. She's walking, carrying a head, looking for her brother, blah, 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 blah. Just more and more violence and blood.
Okay.
And meanwhile, her brother is like crawling away, trying to find her, and that's where the episode ends. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Remington, where's the knifey slashy gang?
Yeah, Shaun, where's the knifey slashy gang?
Nowhere to be seen. Unless like this is the knifey slashy gang and they are just way more organized than I thought they were.
Yeah, it's like it goes from just like one dude who's like, I'm gonna stab, to just the goddamn Illuminati.
Yeah, so episode 11 starts with like a 30-second flash of the kid's father being like...
I will note, so this is the penultimate episode, the second to last.
Correct, yes.
I saw the last episode, so I am so interested to see how this episode connects to the last one.
Okay.
Because it's got a lot of room to move, I'll say that much.
And only 3 minutes to do it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of ground to cover.
Well, Remington, it starts off with a quick 20-second flashback to Utsuku and his father being like, "Oh, so you're going to protect her, are you?" And cigarette burning his daughter. Yeah, so, who is confirmed to be a monster, like, from birth. Like, like that's just something we know. Then we get a flash of all the dead corpses in the lab and the soldiers, back to him crawling. She's back to her normal human form. She finds her big brother. She runs up to him. It's like, oh, but bro, I killed so many people, but it's okay because you protect me. Then they hug, and then it cuts to a phrase that it's trying so hard to be profound, Remington. It's trying so hard to be profound. It cuts to them back at school with a phrase on a chalkboard that reads, which is a dream and which is reality.
What the fuck?
And then it just cuts to another scene of her. And look, I get why he strips down to be eaten, but why does she strip down to be eaten? Like, maybe she doesn't want to get blood on her outfit or something?
I suppose. That sounds fair.
And then after he's done eating, it cuts to his memory of being like, ah, man, being live bait for her isn't so bad.
What?
And then it ends.
Oh.
And the last episode, Remington, the one you watched, it's a weird surrealist carnival.
Yes.
And that's it.
That's the only description you're going to give the people?
That's all they need. It's all they need.
It's the final episode. It brings all the themes together, Shaun.
It doesn't, though. It doesn't. It's just like, oh, man, they were good siblings to each other, weren't they? I'm like, sure, I guess, if that's what you're telling us.
Oh, man.
With some creepy mascots and whatnot. It's like, that's the whole story, Rem. That's the whole story of Pupa, and it is a fucking mess.
I feel like it went lightning speed until it just kind of fizzled away.
Yeah. It went very fast.
It was so fast, but not really going anywhere.
Yeah. It went incredibly quickly, then tripped over itself and landed in a volcano somewhere. I don't know. It was...
if you had to describe, I guess, the resolution. Because I feel like I couldn't quite, see a proper...
You want to know the resolution of the story?
Yeah, what brings it all together, all of these disparate strands, what unifies it?
Well, there are two prevailing theories here, Remington, based on that last phrase alone.
Yeah.
The first phrase is, none of this actually happened. It was all psychosis and real, and she was just a crazy cannibalistic child. That's one theory.
Yep.
The other theory is that all this did happen, and they just lived happily ever after, eating each other.
What do you believe, Shaun?
I believe that this was a waste of time, Remington. And this is our Halloween episode, and my God, I wish you had chosen treat. You could have had a nice, lovely treat for yourself, Remington, but instead...
I could have. Well as, I'll say right now, a lot of people are going to be pissed.
A lot of people are going to be pissed.
We've gotten the feedback about the last time that I didn't choose Zom100. People are unhappy. It happened again. No. People are going to be so frustrated.
Much like the cannibals in Pupa, we are currently cucking them on Zom100. And I feel bad, right? I thought Remington's self-preservation would kick in and he'd choose a treat. But no, he left it to democracy, and by democracy, he put a public message in the Discord, and the first person that responded is the answer he went with.
I'm the voice of the people, Shaun. What can I say? And the people, even though they... Look, can you get mad at us, people? You literally asked for this.
One person asked for this. So if you want to get mad...
people asked for this.
If you want to get mad at that one person. That'll go over well, I'm sure. Oh, God, Rem, it was so bad. Rem, it was so bad.
So, Shaun, what do you think it's rated on Mal?
Can't be good, Rem. Nobody likes this show. The show's for nobody. Not even horror fans will like this show because, let me tell you, not scary.
I will say, it seems like it has a good 1 to maybe 2 episodes. The first episode or 2 seemed solid.
They're really not, Rem.
The first episode I saw, it seemed like it had potential.
Well, hey, potential means nothing if it doesn't go anywhere.
If you only watch the first episode, then you could have hope. If you watch much more than that, well, you did it to yourself.
Yeah. God, Rem, I don't know. This is a hard one because it has to be stupidly low. It has to be stupidly low because if we're gonna part the kimono a bit and get meta here, my assumption is as soon as I gave you the predicament of having to do an episode, probably went to Mal and searched for the worst horror movies, like sorted by score, right?
Who knows?
You're being awfully quiet.
Who can say, Shaun?
Who can say? Okay.
My methods are an enigma.
And since I know how Mal works, I know that very rarely do things get below a 5, but this very clearly has to be below a 5. Like, I'd even argue it's below a 4.
Oh.
Like if I had to presume. But look, man, I don't have as much.
Could it be below a 3?
No. Nothing is below a 3 on Mal. Nothing outside of like random OVAs and shorts that don't really matter. But this had such like a stain on the anime season that it came out on that lots of people had to watch it just out of sheer curiosity. So, okay, here I think Pupa. Do I go with my heart or do I go with what the weeps think? I think Pupa, you know what, fuck it. If it's at the bottom, I'm gonna make a wild swing. I think Pupa is sitting at a 3.89.
All right, Shaun.
Because that is about as generous as I'm willing to get with it.
With about 103,000 votes, which, I'll be honest, more than I expected.
Yeah, hey, remember when I said it left a stain on this particular season? That's why. Yeah.
Pupa is rated, crazily, the first 10 out of 10 on Mal. It's the first ever.
Go fuck yourself, Remington. How about it? What is it? Give me my answer. How close was I, damn it?
It got a 3.
Oh?
0.29.
God
It's
damn
so
it.
low. It's so low. It's significantly lower than even you thought.
Oh, thank God. Thank fucking God. Oh, but damn, I thought I was seeing through the Matrix on that one.
You had the first number correct, though. I guess that isn't wildly impressive for
I
Mal
also
ratings.
had the last number correct. I said like 3.89.
Okay, sure. You got the last number correct, but that's like
Look, what's a tenth of a decimal point? Let's be honest.
Why? Okay,
As long as you get the whole number in the hundredths place,
but it was like
you've nailed.
It wasn't just 1/10; it was like 6/10.
Look,
Which I think most weebs would agree that the difference between like a 7.3 and a 7.9 would be rather significant.
right. But how was I supposed to get any more accurate than that, Remington? I was taking a wild play going for the 3s.
Oh, man. So, Shaun, I have to ask, would you ever like to just sit down with, well, not me, but like with Dylan and watch more Pupa?
Never again, Remington.
What if they
Never.
came out with a season 2?
They won't.
What if they did?
They would never. And no, that I wouldn't. I don't even think this did well in Japan, honestly.
I think if they came out with a season 2, I don't think you'd be able to help yourself.
I would not. I would refuse. What studio fucking did this one?
Let's see. I obviously know exactly what studio did this. Studio Dean.
Seriously? Studio Dean, what are you doing? The fuck, Studio Dean? You've made so many better shows than that.
Oh, and this one, truly their peak, their pinnacle.
Ah, Christ almighty. Okay, I'm done, Rem. I'm done.
Well, with all that said and done, thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed what you saw, feel free to leave a review wherever you are listening, whether that is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any of those. We really appreciate it. If you want to support us elsewhere, you can go to twitch.tv/anime out of context, where we all sometimes stream. Not really this month, because it's October, and we have no time. But in November, I'm sure it'll happen then. As well as if you want to support us directly, then you can go to patreon.com/anime out of context, where there are all sorts of lovely perks, from terrible fan fiction to a bunch of extra content, so many oodles of extra content, as well as the perk of getting your name read out on the podcast. So, Shaun, who are we thanking this week?
As soon as I figure out how to navigate Patreon's new site, why is this so bad?
Good question.
Of course, as always, we would love to give our love and appreciation out to our magical girls and bland bitch protagonists. But we are moving on to our yandere waifus, who are just absolutely devouring us one step at a time in a completely say-so and not horny way. And on that list, we would like to give our thanks to a weeb who watches romance anime just because he doesn't have a girlfriend, Aaron Hegland, Adaze, Aisha Gudgy, AJ Tunnels, I can taste the strong in this milk, Alabama weeb with too many peeker stickers on car, every day is a driving risk, Elise Howard, Amazing Muffin, and every day that Raven comes to visit. I love that reference. Anime Out of Context Ruin, Happy Sugar Life, Anonymous Gamer, Bert B. Flem, Big Blue Bear Boy, Rock Hard for Geodude, Central European Rally Go, Kali Rovan Pyra, I butchered that. Cat girls are best girls, so give them cute little paws. Cheese Monkey, Countrified Goth, here to remind you that you just lost the game. I don't know if we can say that one.
Go for it. Dylan's in charge of censoring.
Yeah, fair enough. Crypt Killer Steve, Cryptid MILF, Daddy Rem, tell me a bedtime story. Daddy Rem, will you kiss my wee boo boo and make it better? Now Samantha calling Daddy Shaun an accident is rude. Danielle Riot, Erica McCorkle. Every week we ignore Shuichi Kagaya is another injustice, no catastrophe. Please, my brother, let us rewrite our wrongs and live. I'll assume that says complete at the end, it cuts off. F-Bomb, Fantide, Farmer Weeb now looking for a career in sawdust talent optimization strategy. Forest Fairy 5 is best anime. George Edward Bottom, aka Bear Trap, aka Lin Wentwell Miranda, aka Fat Side of Auto Top. Sean, what's your opinion on coprophilia? No comment. Glenn Michael Dolan, Goggle McGigglefuck. Hey Rem, Portuguese word of the week. Oh god, here I go. Acabaram minhas ideas. Ideas? I'm so sorry.
Nailed it.
Yeah, Portuguese ain't my strong suit. Hey Remington, Brennan's grandma misses you. Call her, she yearns for your secret sauce. Hey Shaun, let's do Full Metal Alchemist revisit. Hunter Davies, Hunter Tane. I'm here for the haunted house stories. Well, that's good to know. I need that vitamin dick. Dylan, I simp hard for that voice. I'm writing manga about a detective whose informants are pets called Snitches Get Scritches, says Misaka proudly. Jam Hands, Jax, Cassidy, King, Rich Rock, Liam Dunn. Lick my ass and call me Daddy Rem. Christ. Link Jokerl, Lonely Ginger Weeb, leave AOT and like the pod after 6... Oh, love AOT and the pod after 6 months of focused listening. I thought someone was telling them to leave us and AOT, but that's fair. Macaroni Uchisa, making fake Malakant so I can rate Forest Fire 5, 10 out of 10. Mechazap, Keika 7 Hierto, nice legs, Daisy Dukes, make the man go doot doot doot. Nice opinion, Sean. One small problem, though. IP 9228455672. Still don't know what that means. Nina and Alexander is my favorite collab. Dark. Need Syra. Oh no, I fucked my sister. Oops. Or ate her in this case. Or she ate. It doesn't matter. Other McNuts. Paco El Musico. Praise Haruhiism. Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Haruhi? Pro tips out of context. If you need to tick off a non-weeb, introduce them to the alternate pronunciation of anime. Anime. Weird. Professor Fox. Rem doesn't completely hate my favorite shows. Rem loves The Big Hole. Rem uses the drums of revelation to free all weebs from bad anime. Rhiannon Williams. Bob Barker, the OG waifu. Everybody let out a doo-doo-to-doo in remembrance. Ross Palmer. Segoi Dekai, that's what she said. Seth Senju. Sean, don't try grating cheese on Karlak's abs. If anything, it'll melt the cheese first. Sean, Dylan, recommend Gantz or Gantz Zero so we can make our editor proud and see some spooky tits even if October is over. Very self-sufficient there. Shoujo Addict who doesn't need help, just more manga to read and watch. Silent Secondary, Snaky Pie, Stacy's Mom. Super Zoo, Swedish Weeb, Tattooed Weeb, Turban. Thanks for being the best thing to listen to while working out. Y'all's mostly agreeable takes distract me just enough. That guy that makes Rem say cunt at least once a week. Not this week though, ha ha ha. The capybara are kidnapping Rem and taking him to Shibuya for Halloween. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, hey, bud, let me just put it this way. Shibuya on Halloween, there's a reference to an anime. Something very bad happens there. You don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. The Chosen One. The Danish Viking will conquer the world with Rornor Zora as your navigator. You're going to get lost and die alone, I'm sorry. The guy who changes his name every week, so as guys seriously take a week off already. Never. The Susanator, the villain behind glasses, wants Welcome Cheetah Say revisit. Thopternaut King, ruler of Orny, Tiger Lily Snape, Titan CNH, Totally God's Angel, Trojan Manly Man, Truck Kun Appreciation Society, Unhinged Prax, a username, Utah number 1, Walk Me Home Gently, watch Eva and I'll write a poem every day for a month, weekly haiku about Papa Shaun. I said, no, Shaun, the gorilla can't be your waifu. It just isn't okay. Hashtag Sawdust Rebellion. Okay, almost there. God, there's a lot of you. Good problem to have. There's a lot of you. When is Forest Fairy 5 revisit? Why Shaun, Why Shaun? Yandere Neko, your weekly reminder to wash your pits, Shaun. Zayden, Xanax, Zombie Stomp. My name is first now, bitch. Oops, sorry, I was just overly excited. You're not a bitch. Please don't hurt me. Ha ha ha. I sorted it alphabetically. So your name is actually last this time. Sorry, bud. And with that, we move on to the Boy Wizard tier, where this week, everybody is going to get a,
Good give him a kind of butterfly.
That's what I was about to say. Thank you,
There you
Remington.
go.
You're going to get a lovely type of butterfly. Starting with second to none, you get a Adonis Blue. Allfather Gambler, you're going to get a Brimstone. Animated Z, you'll get the Brown Hair Streak. Anon, you'll get the Chalk Hill Blue. Beethoven 1201, you're going to get the Cryptic Wood White. These are some great names, actually.
They really are.
I kind of enjoy these. This is great. Blood Cell, not the Bitch Boy White ones. You get the Dingy Skipper. I like that a lot. Cameron Coates, you get the Duke of Burgundy. Carver 271, you get the Essex Skipper. Chromatic, you get the Green Veined White. Initial D is the worst romance anime. You get the Gatekeeper. God, I you have to face the Gatekeeper and it's just a butterfly. Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere. Set it monotone for copyright reasons. You get the Glanville Fritillary. That's a name. Kafka is my mommy. You get the Holly Blue. Kugor, you get the Marbled White. A lot of these names are just very descriptive of the coloration, I imagine.
Yeah, probably.
Latino just heard someone whisper, I want to eat your pancreas. You're going to get the Mountain Ringlet. Massimo Martelli, you're going to get the Pearl Bordered Fritillary. Fritillary. It's like Hillary, but with a frit in it. Fritillary. There we go. Miguel De Leon, you get the Purple Emperor. That's a classic. Mike got his Overlord review. You get the Red Admiral. Monogatari has everything you guys say you want in an anime. This week, a girl turns into a beast. You get the Scotch Argus. Spy, you get the Small Tortoise Shell. Only the small one. PL Mare, you get the Big Hole. Please consider the... do I give him a big hole even though his name has the big hole in it?
Hey, man, you control. You're the arbiter of the big hole this week.
I'm the arbiter of the big hole. Well, unfortunately, PL Mare, you get the Small Copper. No big hole this week. Please consider the magical girl musical of Hilo Girl. I want to know Rem's opinion. You get the big hole. You gotta spread it around a little.
Oh, of course.
Rent a Girlfriend revisit now or make Rem watch some more Sword Art Online. You're going to get the White Admiral. Roscop, you'll get the Wood White. Rodeo, or Rodeo, you're going to get the Swallowtail. Ryan loves Milena. You get the Peacock, not the bird, the butterfly. There's not to be confused. The Drew is tired, she is eepy. You get the Orange Tip. Vincent Calabrese, you get the, you get the Monarch. Hey, haven't seen that one yet. And what does Daddy Rem say to Mommy Shaun? You get the Clouded Yellow. And with that, we are moving on to our inappropriate Joey Wheeler tier, where this week, Remington is going to give them a thing, and I will tell them how it's going to change their life.
Just anything? Anything at all?
I'm trying to think of a specific thing, because I thought of the second half first. Because we already used butterflies.
Yep.
Give them a life event, and I'm going to tell them how it unexpectedly changes their life.
I feel like, I'll be honest, I feel like it's pretty obvious how it changes their life. I feel like
But see, that's the twist. That's the spooky part, is it's going to change their life in a way that they don't expect.
That's the spooky part.
Yeah.
We could do like Halloween costume or something like that.
Oh shit, it is the Halloween episode. Let's do that. That's much better.
This motherfucker.
That's much better. Man, Rem, there's a reason we have you do this.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, well, where Rem will give a Halloween costume and I'll tell you how it changes your life.
All right.
Starting with 4 months and counting.
You are going as Barbenheimer.
And it's going to change your life in such a way that from now on, you're only ever going to be able to go to the movie theater to watch 2 movies. If you watch one, you're going to get an itch and have to go watch a different one.
Back to you, bucko.
Oh, that's right. I do it. I forgot. You think after however many years I'd remember. Oh, dear Remington's dear old mom.
You are going to your costume is the entire cast of Stranger Things.
Shockingly, it's going to make it so that you never want to watch Netflix again, as well as you're also going to have a very interesting run-in. You're going to stop playing D&D. That's just how it's going to change your life.
Oh.
You never know. You never know. Hermione pegs Harry and Ron.
You are gonna go as Jack Black.
And strangely enough, after that costume, you're going to inherit a peach farm. And next up, Lumen.
You are going to go as a life-size Brachiosaurus.
And the thing that changes your life the most is all of the lives you stomp out of existence.
You're wanted for murder.
Lots of murder. And last but certainly not least, the fetus knows the necessity of speed.
You get to go as Slutty Dylan Kreider.
And the way it changes your life is you will suddenly become roommates with a slutty Shaun cosplayer.
I'll be honest, I feel like Slutty Dylan Kreider might be Dylan's dream girl.
I mean, it's just Dylan in a skimpy dress. Like, let's be honest.
I feel like he'd be into it.
I think he would. I think he would. I mean,
who wouldn't be?
Anybody with a chainsaw on the arm is an A-OK in Dylan's book.
It's true.
And that's a necessity part of the Dylan Kreider sexy cosplay. But with that, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any comments, questions, feedbacks, or recommendation, you can tweet us at AnimeConPod on Twitter or send us an email to animeoutofcontext@gmail.com.
I feel like I was supposed to do that part. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that's because you normally do that part.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you normally do that part, but I did it this time. So you were both fuck-ups.
And as always, don't fuck your sister. Or eat them.
Happy Halloween. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Disclaimer, none of this is sexual.
The last episode left me very confused about my penis.
I'm gonna decree that my childhood JRPGs had anything to do with my current sexuality. Pokemon specifically.
All right.
Pokemon specifically.
48 inches ain't all that big. Like, I mean, yeah, it's big, don't get me wrong, but like, I've seen bigger.
Ladies, shut the fuck up.
And just in the most weirdly erotic way, she eats his ass. Cut to a young toddler eating a
Big.
Yo.
Excuse me?
Holy shit, I am busting a gut here. Oh my, oh, it hurts so much, Rem.
Women only want one thing.
Lots of murder.
Women only want 2 things.
Horse pussy.
Women only want 3 things. Slutty Dylan Kreider. I'll be honest, I feel like Slutty Dylan Kreider might be Dylan's dream girl.
I mean, it's just Dylan in a skimpy dress. Like, let's be honest.
I feel like he'd be into it.
I think he would. I think he would. I mean...
Who wouldn't be?
Would you fuck me?